Hi everyone, my name is Adam. Thank you for joining me. And today we will be talking together about do smartphones eavesdrop on conversations? New evidence says yes. We will explore this topic a little bit. There is this thing going on where privacy is being violated for people and their personal data is being preyed upon by big companies and major corporations, making people uh, suggesting things to buy, suggesting things to do, suggesting places to go, etc. But like preying upon people and making it harder for them to save money or making it harder for them to make better decisions or it's like the AI that is diagnosing the data of people is designed to keep the people vulnerable to being taken advantage of. So I thought we should read about it a little bit. So in this article by PC World, it says modern phones apparently have secret eavesdropping tech that's used for personal ad targeting. Okay, which is exactly what I said earlier. You've probably already noticed that smartphones hear a lot more than their manufacturers claim they do. Have you ever discussed a new tech product with a colleague only to start seeing ads for that product in apps like Instagram and Facebook? It's spooky when it happens. To me, personally, that happens all the time. I don't know about you guys. If that happens to you guys as well, I mean, for me, I just saw it as like synchronicities or manifestation, stuff like that. I know that it's so naive to say that, but that's how I took it. So how do you guys take it when you talk about something and like 30 seconds afterwards you see your phones, your computers, your tech stuff like bloated and exploding with commercials and ads about what you just talked about? Does it creep you out? Does it make you feel uncomfortable? To me, I don't know. I honestly, I kind of like it. It doesn't freak me out a lot at all. But yeah. And while people have shared anecdotes like this over the past several years, no one has ever really proven that phones eavesdrop on us like that. Phones aren't allowed to eavesdrop on us like that, right? It reminds me what they said right now. It reminds me, cancel. It reminds me of a Barbie doll. It reminds me of a Barbie doll. This doll was removed because of concerns for privacy. So it was called Hello Barbie. It was able to connect to the Wi-Fi, as you can see in the photo right here. And kids could actually talk to the doll and it would like send the information to the cloud and it will be processed and then an answer would come back through the Wi-Fi connection. So it was like this huge deal, and she got canceled very quickly. I would say like 3 months after she was launched. I actually wanted one because she's so cool. And yeah, she gotten canceled because of privacy concerns and privacy breach. What's funny to me is that obviously she's monitored by Mattel, a toy company, a kids toy company, but these phones and other stuff, my point being is like, why cancel a great amazing toy, right? Yes, I'm not saying that there is no concerns for privacy violation. There is, okay? But what I'm also saying is that we have been we have had our privacy being breached all the time for years by video games, apps, phones, computers, everything and anything under the sun, or lack of sun because now it's winter. And nothing was done about it. Like nobody said anything. Like obviously TikTok is preying upon its users. Obviously YouTube is preying upon its users and whatnot. And nobody said anything. It was never a huge deal. But the moment Mattel releases like a really cool toy that would make a lot of kids happy, all of a sudden you cancel it out. Like I don't get that logic. Anyways, and while okay, well, journalists from 404 Media recently found evidence that companies like Amazon and Google do listen in on everything. Yeah, like remember like this Amazon Alexa chick or whatever, this robot AI, whatever, people like were creeped out, but they weren't creeped out in a, oh, my privacy was violated type of thing. It was more like conspiracy stuff, like, hearing Alexa laugh at 3 a.m. Ooh, that's so spooky, that was the vibe. It wasn't like, oh, our privacy. Like people sold their data like in a heartbeat, just to get something out of it. It wasn't ever a real issue, but like the moment the cool toy comes out, it gets canceled. I don't get that. I don't get that. Sorry. Okay, ad targeting via active listening. The revelatory report centers around Cox Media Group (CMG), which offers a technology called active listening. This is a tool that records and analyzes all conversations. Yeah, reminds me of GPT and other AIs that we can talk to these days, picked up by smartphone microphones and converts them into advertising suggestions. CMG advertises this service and has already worked with Facebook, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft in the past. It's implied that these companies either use the service or at least knew that it existed. I mean, duh. Like, why is it so shocking? Like, duh. The only time where it bothered me is when this prey upon AI that preys upon privacy violation and gathering information from people and clients and users and whatever. The only area where it bothers me is children, teenagers, children. This is where it truly bothers me. I feel like because children are already so vulnerable to outside influences, and having like an AI like guiding them towards buying makeup when they're 10 years old, buying trendy flashy clothes where like you reveal your stomach and you reveal your thighs, and like these short skirts, and them being exposed to all these influencers and whatnot, like that type of stuff really bothers me. But the rest, like the adults and stuff like that, I don't care about that much. I mean, when you go to work every day, I feel like your information is exposed. I don't know, that's just how I feel and think. Okay, it's not just smartphones either. In fact, the technology goes beyond just the microphones on smartphones and includes other smart devices like TVs and speakers. Okay, speakers can record people, probably the Bluetooth ones, right? I guess. Any device with voice recognition has the potential to be used for active listening with or without the owner's knowledge or consent. We've always been told that voice recognition is only active for a short period after wake words like Alexa and Hey Google are spoken. But if these devices are always listening, the constant eavesdropping would have far-reaching consequences for user privacy and consumer behaviors, which are significantly influenced by advertising. So yeah, to summarize, yeah, like I said, I was concerned about the usage of little children. That concerned me, that it would influence them to wear certain clothes, do makeup, perhaps like try, illegal stuff like drugs, or like things that are like, those drugs that are not illegal, like you can buy them over the counter, and it's talked about in TikTok, like that they do this and that in the body, like the like materials, that stuff that you can buy over the counter that have like, you mix them and it has like different effects on your body. Yeah, that concerns me. I don't want little children to do that. I don't want little children to know about these different concoctions that they can buy over the counter and make at home. And like, also there's like all these like stupid TikTok challenges that are obviously dangerous. These kids are like endangering everything, themselves, their house, their parents, the family home, the safety. Like, yeah, there it bothers me. There it bothers me. But again, Mattel, say what you will. You probably will say, oh, company is a company. You can't trust companies. You can't trust corporate. I trust Mattel. I trust Mattel. I've been purchasing Mattel toys from the 90s, right? When I was a little kid. Mattel is a very good company in my eyes. They also created Monster High, they created Barbie, they created so many things that bring kids a lot of joy. Mattel takes very, very seriously their clientele and their privacy. So another proof to that is that 3 months after they were criticized, they shut the Barbie thing down. Like, they didn't even fight for it. You know what I mean? They shut the app down that you have to install on your phone with the doll, and they shut the whole thing down instantly. Like, they do care. They do care about respecting privacy rules and whatnot. So I would hope that they would allow Mattel, a toy company, to keep their toy that uses Wi-Fi and uses cloud and whatnot, and handle more things like Amazon and eBay and TikTok and social platforms. Not like Barbie is not a social platform. She's just like a friend. She's just a digital friend. Like, yeah. Okay, so company spokespeople deny participation. When Mashable asked companies like Meta whether they were aware of CMG's active listening capabilities and whether they had actively used it, a spokesperson explained that this wasn't the case. Amazon, Google, and Microsoft also denied that they ever used the solution. But the fact is, the capability exists, and it'd be foolish to think that companies wouldn't exploit it if it meant more effective advertising and a positive impact to their bottom lines. Yeah, duh. I mean, it's companies like, duh. Except Mattel. Except Mattel. We've seen time and time again that companies will push the boundaries of what many would consider to be unethical. For example, Amazon Alexa can save recordings and send them to Amazon for further processing instead of deleting them directly as originally intended. Okay, yeah, I mean, also for security reasons. Like, let's say, for example, Alexa hears, something concerning, right? A life threat or whatever. She can use that for good. She can send that information and get some help, get some backup, call the police. You know what I mean? There is times where you want the AI to listen to you. You know what I mean? Like, we're so concerned about privacy, but hey, like, there is benefits, real life benefits to the AI listening in on us. There is things that we want the AI to know and be involved at. That's how I feel. Obtaining first party data about potential buyers has become more valuable than ever, and the advertising industry can't continue to grow and prosper without targeted advertising. As companies are backed further into corners, CMG's active listening looks even more enticing. Okay, I don't know much about that. I'm not like an expert in finances and whatnot, but yeah. Well, I shared my 2 cents. I said what I have to say about this. Generally speaking, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that awful. It is awful in terms of the youth and the younger folk. What about you? What do you think? Do you think like having our privacy violated via the phone and like having eavesdropping and whatnot is like crazy? Like it's really, really bad or whatnot? Tell me about it. Tell me what you think. Okay, love you. Peace. Take care. See you next time.